Yesterday's primary elections showed that Florida shattered voter turnout expectations, Manatee and Sarasota counties included.
Both counties had more residents vote in yesterday's primary than in any other in recent years. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us now in the studio. And Jess, what's behind these higher than average turnout numbers?
Well, Jacqueline and Scott, everyone obviously has their own motivations to getting out to the polls. For some people, it was the local races, but for many more, it was the top ticket item, the gubernatorial race. Edward James III hosted events prior to Tuesday's election, with the goal being to drive voters to the polls.
Oftentimes people sit out primary elections, and with so many important races on the ballot, we thought that it would be important just to really push the voter turnout, particularly in North Sarasota.
The community did something right because both Sarasota and Manatee counties had about 32% of voters cast ballots in this election.
I think yesterday proves that polls don't vote and that people do, and that oftentimes, pollsters and pundits get it wrong.
The most likely ballot driver, the gubernatorial race.
It's a little unusual to have both parties have really competitive races. So on the Republican side, it did seem like we mostly knew which way it was going, but there was enough uncertainty.
Also, the fact that the president endorsed a candidate in the race helped drive voters as well.
I was at the rally in Tampa. People all across that rally were telling me they've never heard of Ron DeSantis before, but my God, they're going to vote for him no matter what because he's Trump's #1 boy.
Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections attributes part of the uptick in voter turnout to the increased number of races on the ballot.
You had gubernatorial races, you had all the cabinet seats, Attorney General, Commissioner of Agriculture, state representatives, congressional seats, county commission, 3 high-profile school board races on there, right? A judicial race for a circuit judge's race. There was something for everyone to vote on yesterday, regardless of party affiliation.
ABC 7 took to Facebook to see what issues were important to you and why you made sure to cast your ballot on Election Day. John Perez says, change in the old mentality. The politicians that are in office now have a primitive way of thinking. Roseanne Ferrante says, because I am a registered nonpartisan, there are not too many I can vote for in a primary. I voted this year because I feel we need to start with changes at the local level, the school board. Political analysts we spoke with say they expect this higher than average voter turnout to carry through November. In November, we have the highly contested U.S. Senate race between Senator Bill Nelson and Governor Rick Scott. Then obviously that competitive gubernatorial election as well. Millions of dollars are expected to be spent on all of those campaigns, which is likely to drive voter turnout. Scott.